So I was having a conversation with God, and it's so funny how much my perspective has changed over my life, and even now it still continues to change in ways that I could have never predicted. And for the longest time, I agreed with that saying that life isn't fair. And now that I've started to think about it, that's really not entirely true. The truth is that life is fair. It's just that we made it unfair. Everything was made in a way to where it was meant to work perfectly and completely righteously, and to be, a world governed by us. But we handed over our power, our authority to Satan, and have allowed him to rule over us and the earth. And because of that, things do seem unfair, because a lot of things that shouldn't happen, and they don't just happen to anyone, they happen to good, decent people. Although really truthfully, honestly, there is no good people. But you know what I mean. I guess decent people is the correct term for that. But I was really thinking about it because I was just, I'm very much a thinker. I think about a lot of things, and I contemplate a lot of things. And I was really, really like, just stuck out to me how I just realized, like, hey, it is fair, because everything is honestly dependent on your perspective. And I know I've seen videos where it's like replace problem with opportunity and stuff like that, but it's like, no, it's not as simple as simply saying I'm going to perceive everything as positive. It's more so a balance of I'm going to understand that bad things, while they by definition are bad things, I can turn it around into something good. I have that authority, I have that power. I just have to be willing to make to basically go down the difficult path of constantly trying to be positive, but not naively, not ignorantly positive, not blindly positive, just in wisdom and in intelligence and in faith and in love, mostly, to have the love to say, I'm gonna take the time to see how this is a good thing, how I can turn it into a good thing. And the biggest thing that I guess or more easy and surface level example I can give is cancer. And while as unfortunate as it is, and as you know it's just a bad thing, it's not a good thing in any way, shape, or form. It causes people to die and go through suffering. At the same time, you can see it as it's an opportunity for people to gather. It can bring people together, and for somebody who has chemo, so that's the freaking, that's what the, I think, what's the word? That's the procedure. That's what the procedure is called. It's not. But cancer, somebody who has cancer, maybe their family isn't particularly loving, but because of the cancer, it ends up breaking them around loving people. And don't misinterpret my words. Am I saying that the cancer itself is good? No. But I'm saying that the opportunity itself can be good. Being brought to other people, it can be good. It's, again, it's not saying that the bad thing itself is good, but rather saying that no matter what the circumstances is, no matter what the situation is, I can choose what I want to be. I can choose what I want to do. I can be free of the belief that I'm a victim. I don't have to believe that. I don't have to see things that way. That I can see things in a much different light. That, hey, I know that this isn't a good thing, and I'm not gonna pretend it is. But I mean, I'm here. It's something that was out of my control to a degree, and I didn't choose to have this happen to me. But I can choose to make other choices, to make the choices of trying to see the light, of trying to be better, of trying to, not just make my life better, but the lives of those around me, to constantly have that love for people. And It's very simple. It is simple, but it's not easy in any regard. It took a while for me to kind of get it, and this is the point that is gonna really separate what I'm saying from what other people say, and it's that the reason why it's most important to kind of gain this consciousness that you're not a victim is because being a victim is meaningless. There's so much vanity in what humans do today and what we do, and it's I don't even know. There's not even a word for it. Like I don't. It's just it's so insane to realize that majority of what people do is vain. If something bad happens to you and you cry about it, it doesn't do anything. If something bad happens to somebody else and you cry about that, it doesn't do anything. Am I going to sit here and say you can't cry about it? No. I'm not telling you what to do. Never that. But I'm going to tell you what the truth is. And the truth is that there is vanity in these things. And it doesn't change whether you're going to do it or not. But you have to understand at some point, if you want things to be better, you have to change yourself. And I'm not going to say it's easy. I'm not going to say it's hard. I'm not going to say that you need to change this way or that way. I'm not going to say you need to go too far to the right, too far to the left. No, I'm going to tell you that it is a journey that you have to go through yourself, and you have to make the conscious decision every day to say, I want to be a better person. I want to be a better human. I want to love myself more. I want to love other people more. And, to understand, I want to understand what love is. I want to get to know what love really is. And, whenever you're ready, try to have a relationship with God, because that's what helped me most. And it's just a change of perspective, really. And it's the realization that most of it's vain. You can do as much as you want, but does it really make a difference? Does it really change anything? You know the truth. As much as we want to deny, as much as we want to run from it, as much as we want to hide from it, we know what the truth is. We know what has meaning and what doesn't have meaning. And it's literally a battle every single day. Every single day it's a battle. But anyways, may God's face shine on you. May his peace, his mercy, his grace, all of his wonderful lovingness shine on you. May he keep you, and may you know that you are kept by the Father. And may you just feel love and be blessed. Be blessed.